We got a question from Day MD saying, "Why is Sheldon Rankins being asked to two gap?" And just overall, what you guys thoughts on Sheldon Rankins, how he's played so far?
I think that's out of the players that they have, and they're trying to fit a square.
Someone
peg into
has
a
to be
round
nose
hole.
tackle at some point, right?
Yeah.
They did. BJ Hill did that a little bit last, and sure, you're asking guys to do stuff that's out of character for them, but that's kind of the nature of when you don't have a true nose tackle that you feel like you can have in there every snap, or every snap. You don't need to be every snap. 300 snaps a season, right? And I think that's going to be the sweet spot. Is McKinley Jackson plays 15 to 20 snaps a game on more obvious rundowns, on early downs, and then you bring in Sheldon Rankins and BJ Hill on, second and third, and say, hey, if you're going to run, like, we'll hold up with Chris Jenkins and Sheldon Rankins and BJ Hill. And sure, we're undersized, but we'd rather do that and have the pass rush juice. And someone's just going to have to eat the double team. And, sometimes it'll be BJ Hill, sometimes it'll be Sheldon Rankins. But, I do feel encouraged that no matter who that is, the other one is still a capable gap penetrator, to where you don't have necessarily the obvious Zach Carter that they can just leave one-on-one that will literally never win a pass rush rep.
Yeah.
So
I know that we're we're kind of not complaining about the defensive line,
Right.
kind of complaining about the defensive line.
No,
but
we're analyzing. We're analyzing.
It is, well, I would like what I was going to say about the pass rush and everything. We're going to complain a little bit, but they need to be better. Right at the end of the day, it's nice to have. We got a lot of more bodies to throw in there.
I think the Giants
comfortable
game will
with
be
so
that
many
inflection
people.
point, when you
It's
say, hey,
nice.
after the bye, when you're like,
nice.
hey, after the bye, they did this. I think this is the week where you go, hey, the D-line was healthy for a change. From week 5 on, the D-line blank, right?
Yeah,
I think your numbers are going to look
Yeah, it's just nice. We talk about him two gap. I mean, like you said, BJ Hill's doing it sometimes. Sheldon Rankins is doing it sometimes. McKinley Jackson's going to do it sometimes. Who's going to be the other edge rusher? Joseph Asai's going to do it sometimes. Miles Murphy's going to do it sometimes. It's we might not have the top end talent, but it is really nice to see that we're going to at least try to keep everybody fresh, keep everybody in there, just give everybody an opportunity to play. Because at the end of the day, if you don't have the top end talent, that we have Trey Hendrickson, but everybody else, we're going to keep everybody fresh. We're going to play them to their strengths, and we're going to try to get the best out of them. I think that's very important, very good to see.
Again, I want to reiterate, because there has been a lot of people that are like kind of taking stances of, oh, you're complaining, or no, you're being overly positive. I'm not complaining. It is our job to sit on this show and talk things through. And I think this is us analyzing it. I don't think the defensive line. I think somebody said it perfectly in here. Not complaining. I think that relying on rookies in their rookie years to do a job of the vet, to place, to fill major gaps, major holes, especially with them being drafted in the 5th round, is egregious by this organization. And I think it speaks to the fact that they have not taken the defensive side of the football serious enough, and then they're expecting their defensive coordinator to make, to turn water into wine, and that's just not how football works in the NFL. That's not how functioning organizations should work. Hopefully this is an eye-opening experience for everybody, and it gets them to maybe this offseason put a little more emphasis on the defense side of the ball, because no DJ Reader is walking through the door. No Jesse Bates is walking through the door, okay? No elite other pass rusher on the side of Trey Hendrickson is just immediately walking through the door. So they've got to find a way to figure it out, get it corrected, while relying on players that are young, or players that don't have a ton of experience, because they did have injuries that happened throughout training camp for them. So I think it's going to be an ongoing, never-ending cycle for us. But I'll say this again: if the defense plays poorly throughout the end of the season, I think that there's no way that your defensive coordinator should lose his job based on the egregious errors of the front office.